So you're moving to Phoenix and you want a home with no HOA. You're not alone. Let me show you the best areas to look, what to expect, and how to avoid surprise restrictions when house hunting in the valley. Hi, I'm Brianna, a Phoenix realtor and your relocation bestie. Whether you're moving from out of state or just hopping cities in Arizona, this video is for home buyers who are tired of HOAs, want freedom, and don't want a neighbor knocking because your garbage cans were out too long. I'm breaking down the best neighborhoods in Phoenix and the surrounding cities that have little to no HOA so you can make a smart move without sacrificing location, lifestyle, or your sanity. Let's get into it. Let's be real for a second. HOAs can be a nightmare. I know some of y'all have heard the horror stories. $150 fines because your trash bin was left out for 30 minutes too long. Or holiday decorations taken down because they were too early. Letters in the mail because your grass was slightly too long or your car was parked a little too close to the curb. And don't even get me started on the drama at HOA board meetings. It can feel like you're living in a gated high school with a bunch of power-hungry homeowners. Now listen, HOAs do have their place. They help maintain the neighborhood's overall curb appeal. They enforce rules to keep things looking clean and uniform, and they're supposed to protect home values by making sure your neighbor doesn't turn their yard into a junkyard. And this is a big one. For a lot of buyers, especially here in Arizona, that control, it just doesn't feel worth it. You want to park your RV or trailer in your driveway without getting a notice, or you want to paint your house sage green and not be forced to choose between desert sand or tan earth or a soft beige. You want to install a chicken coop, build a workshop, or run a home-based business without jumping through hundreds of hoops. Basically, you want to live your life without someone telling you how. And that's totally fair. For some people, that monthly HOA fee, it's not just about the money, it's the principle. Why should I be paying extra to ask for permission to plant a cactus in my front yard? So if you're one of those buyers who values freedom over formality, you're not alone. I work with a lot of clients who come to me specifically asking, can you help me find something with no HOA? And the good news is, yes, you can absolutely live in Phoenix and still have that kind of freedom. You just need to know where to look and what trade-offs to expect, and that's exactly what we're diving into next. Let's talk specifics. Here are 5 areas in the valley with no HOA and where people actually want to live. All right, in North Phoenix, if you're thinking Anthem and parts of Desert Hills, you'll find custom homes on bigger lots with horse properties and true desert living. Many homes are on county islands, which means no HOA and less red tape. Just keep in mind, you're maintaining your own landscaping and your own curb appeal. In Central Phoenix, this area is filled with older homes with character, big trees, and established neighborhoods. If you love mid-century charm and hate cookie-cutter homes, this is your vibe. Many of these properties were built before HOAs became standard, so you can enjoy urban living without the fees. And in the West Valley, think Glendale, Litchfield Park. In Glendale, especially around 59th Avenue and Bell, or even deeper west, you'll find no HOA pockets with great prices and big lots. And Litchfield Park also has hidden gems, which is older communities with no HOAs, excellent schools, and a small town feel. In the East Valley, think Mesa and Apache Junction. And Mesa has tons of old builds in the 1970s, with no HOA, like south of Main Street and in Apache Junction, you want a little bit more space. Maybe even an RV garage or a workshop, and you're okay with being a little further east, this is your zone. And for Far West Valley in Surprise and Buckeye, you'll find fewer construction homes with no HOA in select pockets, especially where builders offer custom builds or rural zoning. And if you want land and elbow room and sunsets, this is where people go to breathe. All right, now here's the part that most people skip. And it's the reason why some buyers end up with serious regret after closing. No HOA doesn't mean that there's no rules. Let me say that again. Just because you're not paying an HOA doesn't mean that it's the wild, wild west out here. There are still city, county, and sometimes state codes that apply. And those can include everything from noise ordinances to how close you can build a shed to your property line. And here's that gets overlooked. You might want to get that dream of full freedom, but your neighbor might also leave a broken down truck in their lawn for months, or forget what a lawnmower is, or keep their Halloween decorations up until July, or even until next Halloween. So before you get too excited, you want to check the zoning laws. Some neighborhoods, even without HOAs, have specific land use rules. You want chickens, a guest house, a workshop. You'll need to know if it's allowed before making that offer. Pay attention to the neighborhood vibe. If you drive through and see cracked driveways, paint peeling off of houses, or yards full of random collections, that's a red flag, because that's the kind of freedom you're okay with. That's a red flag unless that's the kind of freedom you're okay with. Just know what you're walking into. Understand your maintenance responsibilities. In some private communities with no HOA, you may be responsible for things like your own fence repairs, landscaping, or even road maintenance if this is a private street. Yes, you heard that right, even road maintenance. But here's the thing, if you're okay with that, and if you're cool with keeping your space how you want it and letting your neighbors do the same, then you're golden. Because at the end of the day, the freedom that you get from living in no HOA home is exactly why so many people move to Arizona in the first place, especially from states with super strict building codes or overbearing neighborhood rules. You get to do you, and for a lot of buyers, that's priceless. So if you're watching this and thinking, this is exactly what I need, here's how I can help. I work directly with relocation buyers looking for no HOA homes, multi-generational living, or properties with space and flexibility. I know which listings are worth it, which ones to avoid, and how to navigate all the county island quirks that can come up. Plus, I'll help you get connected with local lenders, inspectors, and title companies who understand those unique areas. My job is to make this process feel simple, clear, and exciting, not overwhelming. If you're relocating to Phoenix and want a home with freedom, no monthly HOA headaches, a real Arizona lifestyle, then let's chat. Call or text me at 480-710-7696 and we'll talk about what you're looking for, your timeline, and what area fits your lifestyle best. And hey, if you're still early in the process, that's fine. I'm here to guide you. No pressure, just value. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to like and subscribe and share this with a friend who also screams every time they get an HOA violation. Talk soon.